I'm Matthew. I have a strong background in microbiology, so I did an undergrad in sport and exercise science with a strong focus on cardiac physiology, muscle metabolism, and nutrition. I started coaching a bit there with the women's netball teams, but when I got to my master's level, started with my microbiology career, working in R&D, working in the lab whilst I was publishing some of these papers, and then I went to do QC microbiology, working with wastewater and a lot of fecal matter analysis under the microscope. Dirty job, and it was slightly boring. I found a job where it aligned with my research, so biofilm research particularly, and on growing biofilms on med devices. I then worked my way up through that company. I left there 6 months ago as the global trainer, where I was training teams all over the world in advanced micro testing. That's my background, no more boring stuff. So why your gut matters for fitness, I think everyone concentrates on fiber, calories, macronutrients, but it's rarely you come across someone talking about fiber in a day-to-day conversation at the gym. But actually, fiber is what reduces inflammation in your gut, so that allows you to absorb more nutrients. It allows you to pass your stool more readily, so you can push more nutrients through your body. And also, with the right fiber balance, you're going to have a slower release of nutrients over time. So soluble fiber is going to do something different to insoluble fiber, and we'll get into that quickly in a second. So with a healthy gut, you get better nutrient absorption, faster muscle recovery, and steady energy throughout the day. There's way more, but this is relating to prebiotics and postbiotics. I kept this layman's, but if anybody wants to come and grab me at any point, just book some kind of session, and we'll get something sorted to have more in-depth talks about this, or the gut-brain axis, how it relates to hormone balances. There's a way more to it than just this. So, quick question. Can anybody define what a prebiotic is versus a postbiotic? Need some brave people now. Prebiotic feeds a probiotic, yeah, correct. Cool, happy days. Was everybody else aware of that? No. I know that when I first came across this, I was anyway. So a prebiotic is a non-digestible food component, typically a type of fiber that acts for beneficial microorganisms in the gut. Probiotics are the microbes that you ingest. So soluble and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber, meaning it will dissolve in water, aqueous solutions. Soluble fiber will form a gel that absorbs nutrients and allows slower passage of them through the intestinal wall. Also lubricates stool through the gut and protects your gut barrier from inflammation through compounds in food that are going to cause inflammation if they directly contact your gut barrier. And it also we went through that, and binds glucose and bile acids. So if you've ever had an occasion where your stool passes through very quickly and it can cause irritation when it comes out, that's because it's been pushed through quickly by your gut and it's not had a chance to work with this fiber and slow things down. Insoluble fiber, basically like a brush that's going to sweep your GI tract, but also acts as a binding agent. So pulls the digested food, pulls it together, and allows it to move through the gut more readily, so you'll feel less full or bloated, bunged up. That's what the insoluble fiber will do for you. So anybody got an example of a food that they think is high in fiber? Nuts? Fruit? Carrot? Okay. Cool. Nuts. How do you think if you ate a load of nuts? In nuts, maybe there's like 2.6 grams per 100. So how much of that do you need to get to meet your RDA? We'll talk about that in a second. Fruits, similar, relatively low, but to meet your RDA, you have to actually eat a lot more. Vegetables, again, good component, but when it comes to the RDA, like 95% of people don't hit that, don't meet their required amount, and I think it's just becoming more and more evident. It's always been known for nutritionists and people in the know, but most people talk about the protein, the carbs, fats, without the fiber.
Is it like brown rice?
Brown rice is a great example, but the highest are what you might see here. So can everybody read this?
I can barely hear you.
Damn. Okay, so at the top is wheat bran, right? It's 42 grams per 100 gram, but who wants to eat 100 grams of wheat bran? I challenge you to do that. So when it comes to the fruits and stuff, it's relatively low. And the RDA is a question that's coming up, so I'm not going to go into it too much. But if you keep these numbers in mind, so kidney beans, 10% basically, per 100 grams. White beans, 10%. Chia seeds, flax seeds, all relatively high, 30% up to 40%. Brussels sprouts, 4.5. If you ate your RDA in Brussels sprouts, it's going to be fun. Okay, so that was prebiotics, talking about the food for the bacteria, but the probiotics as well. So these three species are the main contributors to health and wellness. Can everybody read this? Because I don't want to read all this out for you. But basically, these two species lower the pH in the gut, and that prevents the growth of some harmful bacteria. This one helps with regulating the mucin and the mucin that protects your gut barrier, your gut intestinal walls. And it also creates short chain fatty acids, and these feed your colonic and intestinal cells. Here we go, there we go. So for muscle and wellness, the short chain fatty acids produced by those previous bacteria help with your gut to be more productive, so helps it be more efficient. And when those nutrients are produced by the bacteria as sort of secondary metabolites, it helps with faster muscle repair, less fatigue, and better daily energy. So more regulation of energy, fatigue, and muscle repair. So RDA of fiber. Does anybody want to take a guess at what the RDA for fiber is? You're not allowed to answer because I told you yesterday.
35
for 35 for women, okay. Okay, pretty solid guess. Yeah, pretty solid guess. Anybody else want to have a go? Oh, cool. Okay, so it's 25 to 30 for an active woman. Take 20% off if you're over 50 because general metabolism slows down and the GI tract also slows down. Cool. So the green juice we're going to be making today, these are some of the benefits of each ingredient, but you can mix and match the ingredients with some knowledge. It's like you don't just throw a load of stuff together, but these are some of the benefits. I don't want to read through all of them. Like generally you want to hit a rainbow of foods throughout the week. 30 different plants is great. Seeds, plants, and they're going to feed you with the antioxidants, everything you need to keep your gut happy and the bacteria in your gut happy. I'm going to send this around, so I'm going to skip past this slightly. So timing for wellness, probiotics and prebiotics. First thing you want to do is feed some probiotics, so the bacteria, put them in your gut before you have too much to eat. Eat a breakfast, maybe that will also be mindful of your gut. So yogurt, oats, bran, fruit, all those kind of things are good. And then probiotics, so throughout the day then you just want to feed them. So this is what the green juice is going to do. We'll have it after breakfast, and it's going to feed those bacteria. Then keep feeding the bacteria and aim for your RDA. So simple advice. There's a lot more to it if you want to get technical, but this session doesn't really allow for that right now. So let's make the juice. We're split into two groups, and we will set up the groups. Me and Seb will help you with that. And we've got the amounts here, so we're going to make 600 ml each, and that's going to contain each of these. So if we start with chopping, and then we'll weigh what we've chopped, and then move down towards the blender and into the jars. Yeah. So each time a bunch moves, it should have 1 cup, which is about 100 grams. So 1 kiwi.
Do we need water?
Water, yeah, we'll need water. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah?
Why is the kiwi peeled? I know people don't like the thingy.
I put peeled because I wasn't sure if it was going to be organic, but we've washed these to a high degree, so keep the skin on. Keep the skin on.
Yeah.
There's all the nutrients and all the fiber, mainly in the skin.
Yeah,
absolutely.
With the pairs and the
Everything's the same. Yeah. Even the seeds, man. The seeds are full of great phytonutrients. Yeah.
People just spit most.
I eat all the seeds, everything. Yeah. So much goodness. I'm just going to tell these guys the same thing about the kiwis. Guys, I wasn't confident about the kiwis when I first wrote this, but we've washed them thoroughly and we're confident you can put the skins in as well.
Okay.
Guys, we're going to have a knife master here.
You want a sharper
Shall
knife?
I
I'll get my knife.
weigh this? We want 100 grams, yeah?
Yes, hang on, no, hang on, sorry. It's not going to be 100 grams. It's 1 kiwi. But we don't have, how many kiwis have we got? Just do half a kiwi.
This or half?
Do half for now, right? We're going to do it in batches and we're going to add it all to there and then divide it.